Modi ore Tefano, what's going on? What's good? No mai, higher than my. Welcome in. If this is your first time listening, you've found the 99Dreams podcast. And if you're a regular listener, welcome back. I'm your host, Arawati. Thanks for listening today. Thanks for being here. We really do appreciate you. So today, I don't actually have a special guest. It's just me on my own. So sorry, guys. You're going to have to put up with me today. But in the past few weeks, I've been flying back and forth from New Plymouth to Dunedin, and I've had a lot of time to sit on a plane and think. And I thought this probably could be a decent podcast episode, and it's been hard to try to find the right guest to explore this with. So I'm just gonna roll with it, and I can always touch on this when I get the right person in, or if someone else who comes on the show wants to dive in and discuss this a little bit more. And by the way, always looking for more people to jump on the show. If you're keen, let me know. Hit me up. So yeah, welcome back. This is the 99 Dreams podcast. I'm Rawari, and today I think I'm going to share with you a couple of stories, and we're going to talk about the importance of relationships, like friendships, business relationships, all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about how important it is to be genuine in yourself and to make sure that your friends are genuine as well. So this first story takes me back to Wellington, back in my NZIS days. It was a very long night. I can't even remember what we did that night. This is where this kind of stories goes. So I have no idea what we did that night. All I know is I ended up getting locked out of my flat. So I slept on top of a car. It was my mate's car. He was parked outside our house. So I slept on top of the car. It was too cold. So then I kind of grabbed whatever I could. There was some plant leaves. So I had those to lay up between me and the concrete. And I went hard up against the wheel of this car. And it was a freezing ass night. I was not keen. But I don't know. I was just too drunk. And now the sun had rose. And I'm like, shit, waking up. It's still locked. It's still way too early to be trying to break into this house. So I was like, oh man, let's just try wander somewhere, hope something's open. So I stumble my way down to Macca's. Macca's is open. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just try warm up in here, grab a hot chocolate, and it's all good. I kill some time in there. My phone's dead because we've been on it all night. And then I meshed down to, I can't remember where I actually got the butter chicken from, but I had a plate of butter chicken and I was mishing it all the way over to Thorndon. So I'd come from the basin area and walked all the way over to Thorndon area, knock on the bro's door. I'm still in my clothes from the night before. I'm dusty as fuck. All the boys are there and I've just got this plate of butter chicken, man, and the bro opens the door and he's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing here? What happened to you, man? And they just open up the door, invited me, and this is the bro Ty, by the way. This is his place. I can't even remember who was all there. I think NT was there, Simon was there, Trevette was there. I don't know if Ricky and all them were still there. I don't know what the event was, but I just remember there was a whole bunch of people there. Fuck this. And I'm just walking in. I'm like, shit, bro. I just need a place to crash. And he's like, bro, all goods, come on in. And they're like, what happened? I was like, dog, I didn't even know. We were on. I got lost. I might have even been kicked out of this place. I think that was the night I got kicked out of this place. But that's a whole other story for a whole other time. But anyway, I'm in there. They got mattresses all in the living room. All the boys are playing the game, watching movies and shit like that. So I'm just like, yeah. Everyone's like, bro, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, I don't even know, man. It's a thing. It really was a thing. So I just got in the bed, chucked the blankets on. I was like, yeah, warmth. It was the stupidest thing ever. Note to self, don't ever try and sleep outside. Just knock on the door till someone comes to the door. It'll be fine. No one's gonna get that mad. You're drunk. It was a night to remember or one to forget, depending on how you want to look at it. So there's that, man. Just that uffy, that support that I got when I got there. I was just like, yo, my guy. And now fast forward to today, I can still rock up to those same people And like if I'm in that state, they'd probably be a little bit concerned, but they'll still open the door and let me on in, arms wide open, uh, even after all these years. And that's true, man. Like just recently, I went and caught up with Ty, Ricky, Martin, and all their partners down in Wellington. But then I also brought, so those are all my NZIS boys. But then I brought some of my university boys that also live in like the Wellington, Otaki region. And we went down to this housewarming. So that was vibe. And it's just crack up how you can bring two different groups of people that you, well, not two different groups, we're all similar minded people, but just from two different eras of my life anyway, into the same room. And it was just like vibes. It was on from the get go. We had a great time. And the funny thing is about this particular group of friends that I took, which was Jerry, Benja, who else did we take? We took Bowden, and then we met up with Ty, Ricky, Martin, Harris was there. We met a few other people there as well, which it was actually a good time. But what's crack up is that some of those people in that group already knew each other. So like Harris and Benja knew each other from their powerlifting days. Ty is who he is. He's high energy all the time. But what I love about that group of friends is that it's whānau wherever we go. It's whānau no matter where you are in your life. And another instance of this was the 2020 COVID lockdown here in New Zealand. I was living by myself in this flat. The situation was a bit weird. It was all good though. I had all those boys that I just said. We just jammed the game together throughout the entire of lockdown. Pretty much, we were jamming GTA. We were running heists till about 5 a.m. every day. Shit got crazy. We were spending way too much time on that game. But one of the biggest, like the most meaningful things that occurred during that time was, I think when we got to level 3, after level 4, you're allowed to expand your bubble a little bit. And so Benja and his flat with Tarina and Chelsea, they extended the reach out to me. So I was able to go over there, kick it with them, and, you know, chill with some real humans for a little bit. And that was awesome. And, you know, I met these ones, you know, Ben, Tarina, and Chelsea through university. I met Ben through PIMA, 2017. Briefly met Tarina that year too, because she did a couple of things with PIMA and the 104 Noho, same with Chelsea, I think. But I didn't really get to know them until about 2019, 2020, when I moved into Te Koronga. And yeah, that friendship is great, you know, having the bro just be like, yo, come through, it's all good, man. Come chill with some, you know, some real peeps instead of just hanging out on the video game all the time. Come meet face to face. So I'd go around there, would catch up, would have a few beers. I'd crash there the night, then I'd shoot off back to the apartment the next day. And then we've got the likes of Jerry. You guys remember Jerry? Man, me and that guy, and Caleb, we went through some hardship in 2019. That's a story I was going to say for when Jerry gets here, but we'll elaborate that on a little bit more once Jerry jumps on to an episode. So as you guys know, like me and Jerry, we met in our first year of PE at PEO week, along with Mitch, along with Sam, Ash, Charles. The list goes on, man. There's a lot of people in PE that we met that first week. But with Jerry, we moved in together in 2019. We flatted together alongside Caleb, and man, that flat was the flat from hell. That motherfucker's flat sucked. It was like, there was dog shit everywhere. It was just a whole thing. But this isn't where we're going with that. We're going to a time where we used to, like, because we were in a shit situation and there was so much going on, somewhere in the background there was someone taking money, so we weren't able to afford power and shit like that because someone was stealing money from the account somewhere. It was a whole thing. So we don't have power in this house anymore. And we tried staying there. We really did, but we had to end up sleeping at the PE school or anyone else's house that would take us in. But we spent, I think it was like maybe a month or two sleeping at the PE school or the PE building anyway, whatever it's called now. I don't even know. No one knows. But we were sleeping there. Would just study there all day and into the night. And Mike the cleaner, I think he knew we were staying there. The boys definitely knew, like Benja, Tukoirangi, they knew that we were staying there. But we weren't too sure who else knew because we try to be slick with it. We'd be like, oh, yo, sweet as boys, that's us. We'll get up at 5 a.m. before anyone else gets here. We'll pack up all our shit so it doesn't look like we're staying here. And then we'll go back to our flat, have a proper like nap there, and then we'll come in at a regular time. And so that's what we did, like every day. We'd stay there late because we had no power, no Wi-Fi, so we'd just scroll on, I don't know, Facebook and Instagram back then. I don't think there was TikTok back then. Man, if there was, I would definitely not be doing like a post grad today because TikTok would have consumed my damn life. But anyway, so we were doing that on the daily, man. Like, we went through some struggles. And what I'm getting at here is when you're coming to the end of university and you've got your mates that you think are your ride or dies or your homies forever, just make sure that you've gone through some shit together and come out on the other side. Otherwise, you may not be homies by the end of, your first year moving out of university. I know with a lot of my friends from NZIS, whenever I reach out to them, they're always messaging back when they can, but they still like get back to me, which is amazing. I haven't seen a lot of them for like maybe 5 years, and it always amazes me how ready they are to support whatever I do, and I'm always there to support whatever they do, and it's very humbling and also a little bit sad because you're like, man, remember all those times that we used to have, like the stories I shared with you just before, that was like a regular thing, going to Ty's house or sleeping at PE school or, getting looked after by other people for different reasons, it's very humbling, but also very reassuring that anywhere you go, these people will always have your back. It is a testament to their character, more so than yourself. These people have helped me go above and beyond. Like whenever I need a place to crash on my way back up from Dunedin to New Plymouth in the summer, I normally stay with Ty. I remember this one time I was like to the boys, yo, I'm coming back up. I'll stay in Wellies with yous. Is it all good? He's got a spare room. Rick's like, yeah, G, keen as, got you. And then I think it was like a week or two before, I'm like, boys, don't forget I'm still coming up. Is it all good to still crash there? And then Rick's like, oh shit, G, forgot to tell you, I'm out of town that weekend, but you can crash at Ty's. And the bro Ty, I felt sorry for him for that moment too, because he was living in an apartment with his missus. So it was just a 1-bedroom apartment, right? All I got is their bed, the like shower, toilet, and a couch. So I'm like, brother, the couch will do, my man's. It's better than nothing. I just wanted to catch up with the boys, see how they're all doing. And so shit. That was a stitch up from the bro Rick, but it's it's that kind of thing that anytime you're there or near, they've always got your back, and those are some of the relationships that you form and you build at university or at NZIS or at high school. Those are the relationships that you make sure that you want to maintain in your life, because with those people on your side, man, you can move mountains. Nothing is impossible, really. Like, you come out of something, you still want to have them by your side hopefully, you don't want to be a dick cunt to them. But what I'm getting at here is it's going to be tough when you finally leave high school or university. You're not going to have those same friends around, and they're going to build a life outside of what you remember. Another great example is my cousins. Man, we're tight as. We used to always hang out when we were kids. Pretty much all of us were inseparable. Like, one of us would always be at one of each other's houses at some point during that week. Like, whether it's everyone's over at Auntie Sally's and Uncle Dallas's place, or everyone's down by Uriah and Nanny Kath, or everyone's in town at Holdall's, or we're all hanging out with Hamid. It's been a vibe, and we're always tight like that. We still are. The only difference is now our priorities have changed. Almost all of my cousins have kids now, and so they can't do the dumb shit that I do now. Because they've all got kids. They've all got to make sure that they get home at a reasonable hour, because they've got fucking responsibilities. I don't have that kind of responsibility, so I'm always like, nah, just chill with me. Let's go. It's us. We're on. Drink more. Fuck, stay longer. It's only midnight, bud. Why are you going home? Because they got kids, man. They got responsibilities. They have a life. They're not a student, or they're not coming off just being a student, So that's one of the hardest things I've had to transition to, coming back home, being down in Dunedin almost every week. It's, is that us? Should we go for a beer? Yup. And then, one beer turns into 2 beers, turns into a box, turns into town, turns into kick-ons, turns into a couple of day bender. Holy shit, before you know it, you're fucked. Your body's breaking down like, I'm sick now because of this fucking bender. It's all that kind of shit. But hey, I'm sorry for the language. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. This is who I am. I'm not trying to be fake. But yeah, it's understanding that over time people grow, people evolve, and people's responsibilities grow. And I know, well, I'm just speaking from my experience. I know that, being at university, you think, oh man, nothing's going to change. Like, the boys are still going to be on. We're still going to be like this. It's still going to be like that. And for some people, they still can. They've got their shit together so they can manage all their responsibilities and still live up to expectations. Where, some people have outgrown that lifestyle. They're not, fucking 2 box deep anymore. They are more mature with how they approach drinking. They don't drink every day of the week because we can. They slow down. They tell you, nah, not tonight. My birthday's tomorrow, so we'll go hard tomorrow. And they fold both nights. So your expectations of what your friends used to be has to kind of change a little bit, because you've been in a different environment. They've been in a different environment. And although you remember your friendship being one way, over time it's always going to change and grow and evolve, because we're not static people. We don't stay stagnant. We're always constantly growing, learning, evolving, developing, and hopefully becoming better people. And so this is my advice to you guys who are finishing any type of university, whether it be undergrad, postgrad, whatever. People have changed. And so my advice to you is, when you guys link back up, don't have expectations of how this used to be, like, remember in second year, bro, fuck, we used to crush shots, we used to do lines, we used to smack back boxes, hit town, then we'll hit on kick-ons, and then we'll have a Sunday sesh, and then we'll fuck Monday classes, we'll have a Monday sesh, relax for the rest of the week, and then we'll just chill out, because that's not the reality for most people anymore. People have jobs, people have to go to work, people actually have a life now. And so your expectations really need to change. But that's okay. That's okay. They're still homies. They're still the brothers. They're still the sisters, I'm not too sure if the relationships are the same for Waiene, because, I'm not one. But that's how it is for us men. And to put any extra expectations on your friends is kind of unfair. I know I do it all the time when I catch up with them, just because I'm in that mindset, but it's been the flying lately that's helped me realize that, especially after our reunion trip, seeing everyone. Um, it was crazy. And a lot of them outlived the expectations, especially Jerry. Yeah, he's gone from, fold instantly to, I mean, he managed. We seen him in town that night, but we still lost him. He still hasn't changed there, but nah, he well exceeded expectations. But I went into that weekend with no expectations, and they were well exceeded. Everyone, even Tu Koirangi, he's normally like not the biggest drinker, and then this guy calls us out for a Sunday sesh, and then tries to blame it on me to his auntie, who he was supposed to go have dinner with, and he's like, "Oh nah, auntie, the bro called a red card." I was like, "Boy, I didn't call shit. That was all you, man." So yeah, that was a good time, but that's not always going to be the case. You get those special occasions, but 9 times out of 10, if you're in their neck of the woods and you kind of catch them out of the blue, they're never always going to be 100% keen to hiss all night. But that's the reality of things now, you know? Not always are people going to be keen to hiss on every day just because they used to, and not everyone wants to relive the uni life or those uni days where they were fucking pissing up hard, because it takes a toll on you. It really does. But what you should be grateful for is the fact that they still try. Whatever you guys used to do at university, whether it be, board games or video games till well past midnight, whether it used to be parties, whether it used to be study, catch ups, whatever it was, as long as they still are there for you, you've got some real friends. Um, if you can call them out of the blue and just say, hey, and they reply with, hey, man, how are you? You got some real ones. Because not everyone has that. And if you're one of those friends that have been, oh, I should reach out, I should catch up, I should see how they're doing, then fucking do it. Stop saying I should, I would, I will, I did, you know? Because one day they're not going to be here. And we can't expect them to be here every day. It's just not the reality of life. And that's why this is so important. Making sure that you give your friends their flowers while they're here. And I try and make sure every time I have a guest on that I really let them know that I appreciate them as a person and as a friend. For first and foremost, just being a friend, but secondly, for supporting the dreams of a dumb idiot that they they know is a dumb idiot from time to time. I'm definitely not the smartest in the group. Definitely not the most well put together in the group either. But I'm reliable. Sometimes. Sometimes I'm reliable. But I am appreciative of all my friends out there, no matter where you guys are in the world, no matter how long it's been. I'm super appreciative of you guys. Thankful to have everyone in my life and in my corner and supporting me in my 99 dreams. And I also noticed that in episode 1, when I told you guys you can get to know me a little bit, and that was an always episode, I thought. But what I didn't do was I didn't put a dream in the dream jar / dream box. It's a shoe box now. With the Trey Young, always remember when they doubted you. That's what the box says. Always remember when they doubted you. And I think that's perfect for the dream jar, the dream box. So I thought, let's put another one in. Let's put one in that we've actually put some thought into. I know I've put in a couple from other episodes, but let's actually do one where I put some thought into it. And am I pink or no? Mine are the orange. This one, this is one of my next dreams, is to hopefully inspire other people to chase their dreams, because everyone that comes onto the show is helping me achieve my dream. So hopefully someone in one of these episodes says something that resonates with you and you're like, man, I really fuck with that. So I hope to somehow, some way, inspire others to chase their dream. Their dreams. My handwriting is terrible. Maybe one day I'll work on that. And why do I want that? Because in life, success isn't about how much money you can make or how much profit you can make or how much I can sell a business for. It's about the impact on other people. If I can make positive impact on other people's lives by just existing, then that's what success means to me. And that's why that dream is so important to me. And yes, of course, I still want to own a McLaren because why not? No point having, I don't know, how much do they cost? Like $600,000 if you can't spend it. So that's why I want to spend it. And then another question I always ask my guests when they come on the show. This is going to be a shorter episode. Mine always are because I don't have to talk as much until. Well, I got no one asking me questions. That's why I don't say so much. But anyway, what would I tell younger me? Let's go with 19-year-old me. Where was I? Who knows? I think I was in between going to NZIS and still being at home. And the advice I would give him is to not stop learning. Keep learning. Don't try alter anything. Don't try force things. Control what you can control. Let everything else flow. Because when you start trying to control what you can't control, that's when shit gets messy. So just stay in your lane. Focus on what you can. Control what you can. And let everything else fall into place. Because life's no fun if you try to control everything. If you just let it fall into place, you kind of control the factors that you can. And whatever the outcome is, it is. That's what life is about. It's about making mistakes, learning from that shit, and becoming a better person. It's just as long as the things you do control don't hurt other people, because that's when you fuck up, Everyone's had fuck ups in their lives. Everyone's worthy of redemption. Everyone's worthy of forgiveness. So it's just about putting your best foot forward, making sure that you aren't a cunt. Even though you are, you're an asshole. We know that. I still am. Everyone who knows me knows that. I don't hide it. But don't be like just an absolute cunt. You can be an asshole, but don't be a cunt. And I think that's the passing message today. Is just control what you can control. And with relationships that you've had at university, build genuine relationships. Take care of your friends. Make sure that your friends take care of you. And don't have such high expectations of them when you guys do finally catch up again after how long. And do catch up. Don't say, yeah, bro, we should catch up. I'll see you again soon. That's us. We'll link up real soon. Fuck, man. We ain't got soon. The world keeps turning. Time keeps ticking. Life keeps draining away. Sounds dark. It sounds morbid, but it's true. So don't leave things unsaid. If you got people you want to apologize to or people you want to reach out to them. And if you want to catch up with your friends again, your old friends, do it. There's like 100 and something hours in a week. And if you're only working 40 of them, then you've got plenty of time to catch up, whether it just be Zoom, whether it be FaceTime, whether it be on Messenger video call, or whether you drive your ass down there and catch up with them. If they live too far, then fly. If you can't afford it, save. You're spending money on OnlyFans, you're spending money on coffee, you're spending money on McDonald's. If you saved all of that and you just ate the food at home, you'd have enough money to go and visit these people. So food for thought. Don't waste time. Tell people what they mean to you. Tell people that they inspire you. Tell people that they piss you off. It's okay. That's what life's about, man. And if you don't, it's just going to eat you up inside, and then it's going to be too late. Because if the people that piss you off, these are the relationships you can salvage. Because people that piss you off, if you tell them, maybe their attitude and their behavior changes. you can salvage that relationship. It doesn't have to eat at you. You don't have to waste time hating this person or really despising this person. You've got an opportunity to rebuild a new relationship. And sometimes your enemies can be your greatest allies because they know your biggest weaknesses and you know theirs, and you can build each other to be stronger people together, right? So think about that. But until next time, take care, everybody. Mori ora.